works quietly in the background, and it's easy to use. One tap on your phone, laptop, desktop, or tablet, and you're connected. Plus, one subscription now covers up to 14 devices at once. That's enough to protect your entire household. Best of all, it comes with a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Take your online privacy seriously with ExpressVPN. Right now, you can get 4 extra months by going to expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. expressvpn.com/Kim.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday, August 25th, here at 7:15 in the morning. Hope everyone's having a great commute or wherever you're hanging out listening to us here on Talkback. I'm Stephen Maxwell, along with Nathan Martin, as we get set for another busy, fun, amazing show. Give us a call in the meantime, 318-442-8255. Coming up on the show today is 7:45. Wilbert Carmouche joins us for his monthly segment with Travel Avoyelles, talking about all the big events happening across the parish. And in 8:05, our monthly segment with LSUA, we have the LSUA Assistant Vice Chancellor for Intercollegiate Athletics. We'll be in here to talk about Shrimp Jam and the upcoming athletic seasons, including soccer and basketball. Shrimp Jam is it's going to be a lot of fun. I see they have the LSU Athletic Director coming to speak, so that'll be a great event. You can get lots of shrimp, too, and support a great thing in our community, which is LSU Alexandria. So big show coming up, Nathan. I know you're excited.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting, as they were going around giving their updates and different entities gave updates. Of course, LSUA well represented there, Dr. Beard in the audience. And after she got through with her wonderful update of all the happenings at LSUA, Representative Mike Johnson, sharing the meeting, said, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but when is Shrimp Jam? So you know where his priorities are. You know where a lot of people, that is such a huge event, and you want to get those tickets early. We'll have Tyler Unsicker in this morning. He's that vice chancellor that you talked about for Intercollegiate Athletics at LSUA. He'll be in the studio this morning, and I believe if all goes well, he'll have the new men's basketball coach, Jake Dupree, in this morning. So that'll be exciting to have them here in the studio and talk about things that are happening at LSUA. Basketball season is really right around the corner in the sense of it always starts in the fall semester. And I look forward to that myself because I get to do the play-by-play on their LSUA Generals stream. So that's kind of fun for me. And looking forward to having Coach Dupree here in the studio with us this morning.
It'll be good, and yeah, I bet you're excited for basketball.
I am. And of course, football is kicking off. A lot of teams are having their jamborees this weekend. Again, yesterday at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting, Representative Johnson had invited the principals and head football coaches of the 3 North Rapids schools, of course, being Buckeye, Tioga, and Pineville. They also had the junior ROTC cadets there from each of those schools because the adjutant general of the Louisiana National Guard was the spokesperson or the speaker at the event yesterday and gave a wonderful update. I know you were there. I haven't looked to see if you posted your report yet. Have you posted that report?
No, I'll have it today.
Okay, I didn't see it last night late when I went to bed. I didn't check this morning. But it was a great update, and one of the interesting things was there were actually several people who made appeals for the Youth Challenge program. As always at the NRBIA, the NERBIA meeting, Representative Johnson goes around the room, gives people a chance to give updates. And there was at least there were 2 appeals that I recall to keep the YCP program in Pineville. And when the Adjutant General began to speak, one of the first things he said was, hey, trust me, as long as we have the resources, it ain't going anywhere. And he gave a personal connection, even through his family, of 2 different family members who had been successful graduates of the YCP program. So he obviously feels personally invested in that, and I know there was almost a palpable sigh of relief. I don't know where maybe the rumor had come that it was going to be closed or moved. I hadn't heard that, but there was a Kiwanis Club was there, Mayor Bishop was there. Both of those made strong appeals for YCP and the impact that it has here in the Pineville, Alexandria area. So glad to hear that that's not going anywhere. And as you and I heard yesterday, it sounds like the National Guard's got some pretty major expansion plans, a lot of it happening at Camp Beauregard.
That's amazing. And yeah, like you said, one thing he talked about is people will make a comment that young people don't want to serve, and he goes, recruiting's up over the past couple of years right now.
Yeah, so that was great.
That's great news for them.
They're killing the numbers all over the place, so that was really good news as well.
So good news over there, the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting. It's like one of the first things I ever covered in news, like 16 years ago in Central Louisiana. It's amazing to see how big it's gotten, too. Remember when it was just a handful of people?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right, give us a phone call, 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line. We want to hear from you, hear what you have to say, for the most part.
We like your callers.
We'd love to hear what you got to say to Nathan over there.
Yeah, so. I can take it. So yeah, so that was I think hearing those expansion plans was very encouraging, and the Adjutant General is taking great effort to go throughout the Louisiana area, the different regions in Louisiana. I think there are 6 or 7 regions that they consider, and given a personal update in each region about the National Guard's impact in that region. And when we looked at, in Region 6, which is Alexandria, Pineville, Rapides Parish, but also goes, I think, has a couple of surrounding parishes as well. There's a couple of thousand employees of the National Guard in this region, and about half of them are at Camp Beauregard. But of course, you have some over at Fort Polk. You have some out at some small armories. Colfax has an installation there, their armory, some of the other areas. But one of the exciting things was the potential expansion of Essler Field to serve as a international hub for a certain type of, if I recall, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. Mm-hmm. And that would be the kind of thing. It may be moving down from Barksdale, so that would also be a huge shot in the arm for the Central Louisiana economy, and a nice feather in the cap for the National Guard to be able to host that for the U.S. Army. And they talked about also the cooperation with the Joint Readiness Training Center, and how many, the port there, the Alexandria port, how many thousands of soldiers and equipment come through. So just some really, really good updates that a lot of folks probably don't think about when they just think National Guard.
For sure. Let's go to the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Did they say any more about the data center? And it seems like President Trump now, even some Republicans are backing away from it because it's become toxic, it seems. And even President Trump put out a memo to the other Republicans, say, look, if it looks good in your district, go for it. If not, then, back away from it, even though he was pushing it earlier. I'm suspicious, but I don't see anything wrong. I think it got tainted because it came up at the same time as the CCS stuff, the carbon capture and sequestration. But I still don't see a downside to these things. Did they discuss any of that, or their new PR? I mean, I don't want us to lose out on what would be some good economic boosts if it's like it is in Richland Parish.
Well, I don't recall that being a topic yesterday. It was really more military based. And so I just don't remember there being any emphasis. I don't know if you listened to the Kim Commando Minute just before we go on the air, and she talked about she was at I think it was a Tesla dealership over somewhere that she went into, and she saw the what's the Tesla robots that they're building now, the Optimus. Mm-hmm. And, that Elon has said that they'll have those for sale within the next year between 20 and 30,000 a piece. And as the production spikes up or ramps up, the price will go down, which is, that's exciting and scary all at the same time. But her main point was China is almost like a decade ahead of us. They already have these things in mass production. And that would be my concern about the AI centers. If we get behind the 8-ball behind China, they become the economic global power in AI. That's a whole new battleground that we haven't even considered. So I agree with you, Stephen. I think we need. I'm sorry, Dave. We need that, and I think it did get caught up in the CCS crossfire, so to speak. But I think it should stand on its own, and hopefully people will see the merits of it.
Okay. Thanks. I hope so, too. Y'all have a great day.
You too, my friend. Appreciate your call.
No, I mean, maybe it got crossed up with CCS around here. I don't know about the rest of the country. Maybe it did.
Well, some of the national furor over it or against it was about water usage, for example, and electricity usage. But both of those matters have been directly addressed by Applied Digital, that there will be a closed-loop system. And once they get the water, the initial water fee that they need, they won't need additional water. And they are paying 100% of the cost of the expansion. And CLECO has said that really having another major customer should generally help everybody's prices. Overall, it's a whole supply and demand thing. If you have a greater demand, of course, prices go up. But if that person that's bringing the demand is actually paying for the cost of their delivery, then you can spread any other cost over a much larger base. And, we know there's going to be price increases. There's always price increases. Inflation is a reality, as Dr. Jim Rogers was sharing with us yesterday. I mean, it's a fact of life. We have a caller that says that inflation happens because the government prints money. I don't disagree with that. But inflation will continue to happen. Prices will continue to go up. But if spreading the cost over a larger pool of payers means the price doesn't go up as quickly, that to me seems like a good thing.
Back to the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Hi. I've just got a quick statement or question. And in today's news, it's supposed to be information about SpaceX down there around Pecan Island.
Right.
And one of the things, big topic on the news, was the fact of all these public officials signing the NDAs. And just a street man's question that, representatives are elected. When they're knocking on your door, they're there to support you and what the community wants. And probably Chuck Owen may be the better person to answer this, but how in the world can it be legal for your elected officials to sign these NDAs a little too late? How is that even authorized to do it?
I don't know the mechanics of that. I think I have maybe not the common answer. I think that there is a place for NDAs in economic development. When a company wants to come to your town and they want to show you their private business data to help you justify whether you want them to come or not, but by divulging that to the full public, then it jeopardizes their business model or their opportunity to make profit. So there are times I can see where having an NDA is specifically over proprietary information might be helpful. There are so many times in economic development that people are being trusted with valuable market data, and if they lose that trust, nobody's going to do business with you. So that's a fine line. You're talking about an elected official and an NDA. Man, that is I can see the concern from the public, but also understand that the business entity that, they're planning to spend X number of dollars, and they show you the inner workings of their business. They don't want that on the street. So how do you balance that? That's my question.
Yeah, it's like, we're electing little mini kings. They will go out there and do what they feel is best for you. And then all of a sudden, it's too late when something like that happens.
Well, we do. It is a representative democracy. We elect representatives to represent us, and that's where the character question comes in. Do you trust that person to make the best decision they can with the information they have? Because none of us are reading all of the bills and watching all the witness testimony, and I mean that's why we elected them to do that. So I think that's where character comes in. Do you trust that person to make those decisions?
Right. Well, all right. Appreciate the answer. And I think we all know where SpaceX is going. In poor South Louisiana hunters and private owners, we're losing a chunk of Louisiana.
I have only read bits and pieces of that. The deal with the SpaceX to construct this, what is it, like a rocket launching spaceport?
Right.
And again, a lot of folks would be like, it's going to be built somewhere. Why not here where we can take advantage of it? But this will be down in Vermilion Parish. I don't know how much farmland, for example, or usable land it'll be taking up. Typically, they're going to be located someplace where it's not, they don't have very many neighbors.
Right. Another big thing is the governor's already waived. There's no accountability on SpaceX as far as damages or anything like that. They've got waived for any fault at anything to the land. But anyway, sir,
okay.
Your time.
Well, thank you for that information. We always get educated by our callers.
All right.
All right, another call. You're on the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to take a break. Call back if you want to. We'll try and get you on. All right, more coming up. Give us a call, 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line.
Life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid. I know that it's not fair.
KSYL.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stock futures are climbing as a sell-off in chip makers fizzled. Dow futures are up 134 points. S&P futures are up 27. Bitcoin also briefly surged past $80,000. And oil keeps falling, with Brent crude now at $90 a barrel. An oil buying spree could put a strain on U.S. supplies and push prices at the pump even higher. Disruptions to oil shipments due to Iran and Russia-Ukraine wars have tightened the global oil supply, and that's prompting refiners in Asia to turn more to the U.S. to source its crude. Exports to Asia are on pace now to hit 40 million barrels in September, which would be nearly double the amount exported in August. And buyers are circling Warner Brothers assets as Paramount's legal fight to acquire the studio continues. That includes TBS, TNT, and CNN, which are a huge source of revenue for the company, partly because TV providers like Comcast and DirecTV pay fees to show sports. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Parents, we know how important a strong start to the school year is, and Rapids Parish Library is here to help. At RPL, your child can access free homework help, online databases, research tools, computers, quiet study spaces, and books for every subject and reading level. Whether they're catching up or getting ahead, the library is your partner in their success. And success is just a library card away. Visit your local library branch or rpl.org to get started today.
Good morning, sunny and warm again on our Tuesday with the afternoon highs near 97. We could see a midday shower or storm, but only about a 20% chance of that. And again, watch out for that heat index this afternoon near 105. Partly cloudy tonight, down to 76. Looks like more sunshine on Wednesday. In the afternoon, high temperatures will climb up to right near 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department.
Of the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
We're back on your magical Tuesday. Talkback, 7:33 in the morning, August 25th. Stephen Maxwell along with Nathan Martin for all of your talking needs. Talking about data centers. You know, another big question, too, is one thing we've complained about in Louisiana for quite some time, bad roads, bad infrastructure, bad educational opportunities when it comes to funding it. We've been begging for industry, and you're getting it. I don't know how we're going to pay for a lot of things if we don't get industry, too. That's a question to be had as well when it comes to infrastructure and moving Louisiana up. And I think that's what they're focused on.
I think the debate over CCS with regards to the two major things I heard was the potential for leakage into the water supply, and I think even a more pressing for some people would have been the eminent domain property rights issues. I don't see how data center has either of those buzzwords, but it is very intriguing to see the conflux of opposition that comes from both left and right. So the old saying, politics makes strange bedfellows, has not been more true than in this case right here, where folks are experiencing, angst or upsetness about an issue, and sometimes they're being informed by others in other areas, and we don't have the exact same issue. So we'll see, how folks end up responding to this as more information comes out.
And I get the concerns too. There are concerns to be had, and there are things that we need to talk about. 100%. Let's go to the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I want to shout out to Grandpa Dave, who was absolutely correct, although I didn't get to that. That, in fact, when the government borrows money, it authorizes the Fed to print money. And that's the main cause of monetary inflation. And citing Uncle Milty Friedman just makes it even more important. I would like to point out to those folks, though, who I think that it's a genuine concern about, whether to have an economic activity or not, because we like to think in terms of wins and losses. And our rhetoric supports that in our politics. But in reality, it's all about trade-offs. You have to accept that nobody's going to get everything they want in order to get anything they want. And that's hard to take. In a world where we want simplicity, what we get is complexity.
Say that statement again. Nobody gets what they want unless everybody gets what they want. Is that what you said?
No, nobody gets what they want unless you give up most of what you want and keep some of the stuff that you think is important. In other words, it's a trade-off.
Yes, it's a compromise. Deciding what.
It's a compromise. Yeah. That's right. In politics, we call it compromise. In economics, we call it trade-off. Right? So you trade off
and I really
things that you don't like for things that you do like.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
I'm a Louisiana guy. Lived here most of my life. It's my home, forever will be. But if you just drive around a lot of the rest of the United States of America, we're definitely behind on a lot of things, and we got to do something. And that's something that concerns me.
That's fair.
When it comes to attracting people to live here and wanting to work here and start families, a lot of people who are putting these projects forward, besides the companies who just want to make money, right, is we got to do something to stay competitive.
I get it. That's what, so-called economic development is all about, which is really sort of government-directed development instead of more private enterprise development. Now, I know that, again, there's trade-offs for that. But I think your partner there, Nathan, made a wonderful point that it takes time. It takes time to change. We didn't, Rapides Parish didn't become this educational place where students are actually getting good educations overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has our superintendent been there? How long have the teachers been working on this? How long have the students been working on this? It just, we understand our devices, our electronic life drives us to instant gratification, the dopamine hit, the click. But that's not a human life. It just isn't. That's an electronic life. That's not an analog life. Humans are analog. Machines are digital. Mm-hmm. And we can't become machines. We can't. no matter how much we want to, no matter how much we emulate, no matter how much we genuinely say, look, that machine really helps. You know, what Stephen does in the son-in-law updates is stunningly important. It's brief. It gets to the point. It makes you aware of stuff in a quick time. But dealing with it, you know, in other words, the audience, it's not Stephen's fault. It's just, oh my gosh, look at all the fun stuff that's going on, and I can't get to it all. And, well, you're human. But please don't forget the human. You know, it's too easy in our age of, you know, accuse the company of this, or accuse the government of that, or accuse the institution of this. Please, these are humans. And we're all human, and we all make mistakes, and we all should strive for better, and sometimes we don't. So I just want to say that please understand that while these concerns are, I think, genuine, we're searching for certainty in a world of uncertainty, and that we must simply choose among what seems to be the options we have. We cannot choose among options you don't have.
Well said. Well, let me say this, though. I want to go back to what you said earlier when you said Nathan was right about something. I think we need to mark that on a calendar somewhere, and I'm going to go back and pull that snippet out when I'm feeling bad about myself. Jim said that Nathan made a good point, so I'm going to hang on to that, Doc.
You absolutely did, and you do every day. I just don't call in to tell you.
Well, I appreciate that. Enjoyed listening to you yesterday.
Take care.
Thanks for keeping Al in line.
Thank you. I love the reminiscing back to the 70s, and Stephen is fixing me by playing, you know, intro music from not the 70s.
I need to get y'all cultured. It's getting ridiculous around here.
Look, I understand, but you know, if you think, you know, Wonderwall is culture, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I didn't play Wonderwall. That wasn't me. That's Dave.
I'm ready for some Keith Green here, guys.
This song that I'm playing is for me, so we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Don't you worry what they tell themselves when you're away. It just takes some time, little girl in a little outfit.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Sedla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Summer in Louisiana doesn't take it easy, and neither should your home. If your air conditioner is struggling to keep up with the heat, the experts at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing are ready to help. And don't forget, summer storms can do more than knock out power. Heavy rain can expose hidden plumbing issues before they become costly repairs. Whether you need fast AC service or expert plumbing solutions, trust the team that's been keeping families comfortable for years. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
If you've ever wanted to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, and didn't know where to start, Janney King Gulf Coast has already built the foundation for you. With guaranteed initial customers, hands-on training, and ongoing local support, you'll never feel like you're doing it alone, because you won't be. For over 35 years, we've helped people turn their dreams into real successful businesses. Take the next step. Discover a business built for you at JaneyKingCleans.com.
Janney King, the king of clean.
Why are dentures like stars? They come out at night. Why do ghosts wear dentures? For a beautiful smile.
Tired of denture jokes? Maybe it's time for a change. And the experienced staff at Today's Dental in Pineville really deliver. Trade those nasty old dentures for a beautiful new smile. Their highly trained staff has the dental implant procedure mastered, now with thousands of satisfied and smiling patients. They make dental implant surgery simple, using today's most current technologies along with in-office IV sedation, administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. This is now a low-anxiety, relaxed, and easy procedure that, with numerous finance options, is affordable for any budget. Lose those dentures, lose the glue and hassle, and start enjoying your smile again. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
I don't know if this is Avoyelles Parish music, but it sounds like it could be. We're playing it because we got Wilbert Carmouche in the house from Travel Avoyelles. Good morning. How's it going?
Oh, all good, sir. How about yourself?
Can't complain. We I see a paper here with all the things going on in Avoyelles, and it's a lot.
Yes,
a lot
indeed.
to get to. So let's go through them and see what we're doing here.
Hey, we're always a big deal. So how about a big deal show over at Bailey's on the Square on September 5th, that Labor Day weekend? You can Facebook them at Bailey's on the Square event for all of the details on that information.
I don't know if y'all are hyping this one up. I see they have a Creed concert, too, over at Bailey's on the Square as well.
Exactly.
This weekend. Is that what that is?
Oh,
no, there's another one,
This is September only, but there is something this weekend at
That looks pretty
Bailey's
good.
as well.
Oh.
Yoga and fitness. That's going to be every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. at Unity Park in Cottonport. And you can Facebook them at Unity Park, Cottonport, Louisiana. So with the heat that we've been having, the temperatures we've been having, I guess that's going to be hot yoga.
Nice.
You know, hot yoga and fitness. Come on, Stephen, laugh.
Goat yoga.
Goat yoga. Craig Morgan in concert over at Paragon Casino Resort, also September 5th, 8 p.m. Tickets at ParagonCasinoResort.com.
I want Nathan to say this next one.
Yeah. And then here we go with the church fairs. Plenty of them.
You want me to say it in French, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to Wilbert. I'm not going to butcher it. Go ahead.
You're not going to butcher it?
I can butcher it. I mean, Fête de la Paroisse Notre-Dame des Deliers.
Looks good to me.
Oh,
Is that close?
Well. Just a little bit quick. But,
A little quick. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You got it. Our Lady of Sorrows Church Fair over in Moorville. That's September 5th and 6th. We have St. Martin of Tours Church Fair in Beldo on September 12th and 13th. We also have Monche de Montclair, which is at St. John the Baptist Catholic Church in Montclair from 5 to 7 on September 12th, and that's a food tasting event.
Can I ask, Montclair, is that like a family name?
That is a family name that became, they used the family name to establish the community.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know if that was like a bear claw, but that's totally different, right? Montclair, bear claw.
No.
Sorry.
Montclair.
I'll be quiet.
I'd mute him if I could.
I'm going to let that Montclair family get after you.
He's going to mute me. Well,
we may never see you
every
again.
time I hear that name, it just sounds intriguing. Montclair.
It
It's like,
is.
that is a beautiful name.
It's right over the bridge, right?
Yes, right over the bridge, or in our case, it's right before the bridge.
That's my favorite spot of Avoyelles, like Effie and all that area. I like it.
Now, Stephen, you know that one of the Montclair bridges fell in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When?
Yeah, the bridge next to the bridge.
Oh, did it?
Before
Okay.
the bridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay.
You got to watch out for those bridges. I like the bridge now. It looks nice and sturdy.
Yes, indeed. But that's the newest bridge. Yes. And supposedly that when the bridge fell in, there was a car on top of it.
Oh, no.
But that hasn't really been, I haven't found that anywhere else other than word of mouth.
Just over in Montclair. You
Over
heard.
in Montclair, exactly. Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church will have their church fair on September 19th and 20th, as well as St. Peter's and St. Michael's over in Bardonville, September 19th and 20th. And then our last one of the month will be at St. Francis de Sales Church in Echo, September 26th and 27th.
It's fair season.
It's fair season.
Man,
yeah.
that's so much fun.
And October is slammed with fairs as well, but I'll bring that next time I come. Plein Air Avoyelles over at the Avoyelles Arts Gallery, and that is September 12th, an opportunity for a call out for artists that they can come in at 9 o'clock in the morning and then go out in the countryside and just decide what it is that they want to paint, turn it in at 3 o'clock for jury and judging, and then a reception. Of course, it's Avoyelles Parish. There's going to be food.
You gotta have it.
A reception at 5 p.m. Cajun music concert featuring Cheryl Cormier. I'm sure, Nathan, that's a name that you haven't heard in a while. Cheryl Cormier.
It's been a while.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's coming to do a little benefit concert by donation for the Friends of Evergreen Methodist Social Center. So that's one of the churches several years ago that got decommissioned, and then the family that owned the property that the church was on has turned it into a social center for special events such as this. A couple of months ago, they had Bruce Decapon come in, and now it's Cheryl Cormier. So that's September 13th from 2 to 4.
Bruce Daggerpond just popped up on my YouTube. That's funny you said that.
You know, his family's originally has roots in Fifth Ward.
Oh, really?
In Avoyelles Parish.
Wow.
Yes. Exactly. So that's why a lot of his tunes and his songs about Marksville, like, Marksville Two-Step, and, Noquille, which was his uncle that had the little grocery store.
Wow.
And they played cards in the back room. So,
do you love, like, Cajun French music? Are you into it? Okay, yeah.
Because it's a story it tells a story.
Yeah, there's not much music that does that anymore.
No, exactly. Booth and Blues, Paragon Casino Resort. That's September 19th at 7:30 p.m. And then the Alligator Feeding Show, September 26th to 4 p.m., which is always the last Saturday of the month. The twist on it now is that they've got the white albino alligators with the pink eyes. There's only 250 in the world. Paragon has 2 of them. So you need to bring your Sophie to see those white alligators.
My wife and I went to Paragon 3 or 4 weeks ago, just kind of getting away when she was off for school. We had some tickets for stuff. Had a great time. We don't gamble, but we had a good time. Eat and
it's
watch
an
the
opportunity
movies.
to do different things and not necessarily even enter the gaming floor if you don't want to. You can go to the movies, the spa,
the theater was nice.
Theater is nice.
Yeah, the spa was nice.
We did that one weekend. We just went down, got a room, went to the movies, went swimming, and enjoyed it really was a nice little getaway with the kids. It was.
It's a perfect staycation place.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. And the buffet was fantastic.
Yes, indeed. So for all of this information and much more, always go to our website, travelavoyelles.com, or Facebook us at Travel Avoyelles, or Nathan, if you dare, go to our French page, Allons Avoyelles.
A bunch of couillons. So.
A bunch of couillons.
If I go, I'll be going quickly, because as you heard, I speak French quickly, so I can get it over with, because I'm not very good.
How do you say bye in French, Cajun French? How do you say bye? Goodbye?
Goodbye. Au revoir.
Au revoir. We got to go. Thank you, Wilbert.
My pleasure.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
Looking for beautiful quality furniture? Try Trotters. New appliances? Try Trotters. Hit all the major brands: Sub-Zero, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Need outdoor furniture? Try Trotters. And for a good night's sleep, shop Sinlaw's largest selection of mattresses by Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. For all your home needs, try the new Trotters today at 2300 South MacArthur Drive on the traffic circle. Trotters, Louisiana's largest electronics, appliance, and furniture store.
I doubt I'm the only one in the U.S. who occasionally wonders what it would be like to live abroad. An international company called Henley & Partners specializes in helping citizens all over the world move to other countries or obtain dual citizenship. And they just listed the top countries in the world as measured by both their safety and the power of their passports. From America's #1 travel radio show, this is your RM World Travel Minute. I'm Rudy Maxa. Henley & Partners call their list a measure of peace and power. They consider the world's most powerful passports, those that allow travel to the most countries without a visa. They combine those rankings with the annual Global Peace Index published by the Institute of Economics and Peace. This year's winner is Singapore, with the most powerful passport and in 8th place on the Global Peace Index. Japan was also at the top of the Henley list, followed by Switzerland, Ireland, and Austria. Canada was the only North American country, coming in 12th place. The U.S., well, on the Global Peace Index, it ranked 134th, but it was in 10th place for the global access that the U.S. passport permits. More travel info at rmworldtravel.com.
Stays Off Supply. Can I help you?
Hey, I need to order a case of copy paper. Your case contains 8 reams, right?
No, ma'am. We sell a real case of paper. You know, with 10 reams, we don't do any of that new math here.
So your copy paper comes with 10 reams?
That's right. 10 reams in every case, just like it's supposed to be. No surprises, no shrinking the package and hoping nobody notices.
That's refreshing.
And while you're ordering paper, remember, we're much more than office supplies. We also carry janitorial supplies, office furniture, and copiers. Plus, you'll get local service from people who actually answer the phone. None of that press 1 for a real human.
Imagine that.
Don't settle for less and pay the same. Get the quantity you expect from the people you trust.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I spent years living in fear of calcium oxalate crystal stones, always afraid of when the next one would hit. Now, I just take Kidney Cop.
Battling calcium oxalate stones? It's time to try Kidney Cop, a doctor-recommended kidney supplement that has been shown in laboratory tests to reduce the growth rate of calcium oxalate crystals by 99%. Get Kidney Cop today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com.
My name is Amanda Klutz, and I'm a widow. You enter a different reality when you lose your husband, especially as a parent. Life insurance doesn't fix it, but it helps. With Ethos, you can get covered in minutes. No medical exams, up to $3 million in coverage, and it's all online.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Freeze frame!
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
All right, we're back here on your Tuesday morning, 7:55 on August 25th. Stephen Maxwell along with Nathan Martin. We just heard all about Avoyelles Parish, all the good stuff they have going on there. You have just a couple of minutes to give us a call, 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line.
Before we have to say au revoir again. Or really be
until the next hour.
Hasta luego, right? Yeah. Until later.
Until later.
Hasta, yeah.
You see this story, a Massachusetts General Brigham study has found that 1 in 4 former NFL players who died between 2016 and 2021 had evidence of chronic traumatic
brain
encephalopathy, or CTE.
You know, that doesn't surprise me because I've heard other similar reports that was a potential. But this is from 1960 until present, you said?
2016 to 2021, between their 1 and 4 had it.
My goodness. It's a stunning number.
If your kid wanted to play football, did he ever want to play football?
He played until he got his second concussion, and we took him out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If I had a son, I love football. I don't know if I would let him play.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right. Not saying you're bad if you do. It's just I don't know. To the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, I found it interesting that despite the fact that WNBA still can't define a woman, they said that the 2 NBA players they're not qualified for the draft.
Wait. I heard that Cantor Freedom was not. They're saying the other one's not either?
Well, maybe not. But, he did make a spectacle of himself the other night.
He did, but if you go back and listen to his version, he was wearing a provocative shirt, right? That had the definition of a woman. But then he said he stood up and cheered when Sophie Cunningham knocked down a 3, and that's what caused the opposing player to come at him ranting and yelling and dropping F-bombs. He said he was there to enjoy the game and there to support Sophie Cunningham. So I don't know which side's got more validity.
Well, the whole thing is it's as Rush Limbaugh used to say, using absurdity to demonstrate absurdity. That's really where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that none of the women in the WNBA seem to have a problem defining what a woman is, and none of them have come out and said, "Oh yeah, we want trans men or trans women or whatever to play with us."
Well, I remember the player's name who came against him in that event that night. I'm trying to think. The player who's ranted at him, she did post later about how she was for trans people and they're always safe with her and she'll always have their back. I don't know if that means that she's...
That doesn't mean anything, though. She's talking about something else entirely. Ask her, does she want to face third string NBA on her court?
Yeah. Cloud is the lady's name that was doing that.
Well, that describes her. That describes her brain fog.
Yeah. Well, the music's playing. Unfortunately, we got to shut it down. But man, thank you for that call. The WNBA has backed themselves into a corner. There's no winning for them either way.
Why? I mean, you're talking about them more than ever. Maybe they're doing something right.
And I'm not talking about them with pleasure or gratitude.
Exactly. They'll take anything at this point.
Just spell the name right. Is that right?
More Talkback. Coming up next, LSUA is going to be in the building.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
Bringing down the hammer, CJ Papa, Fox News. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent laying down the law on Iran. Fox's Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv.
Among the new sanctions includes an expanded list of secondary sanctions targeting digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. In addition, the Treasury Department sanctioned nearly 60 entities, individuals, and vessels in multiple jurisdictions. The actions go after what the department describes as a network of shadow fleet vessels operating across many different countries. Iranian officials threatened retaliation to the economic measures. Another tanker was struck in the Strait of Hormuz with an unknown projectile while transiting the U.S.-approved southern route. The vessel had damage caused to its engine room and was disabled.
President Trump pokes the bear, floating the idea of changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, posting on Truth Social since he does not expect to do much business with Ontario any longer. It's part of the trade dispute with Canada, which is expected to reveal its retaliatory tariffs today. Second Lady Usha Vance responding to Michigan Democratic Senate candidate Abdul El Sayed, who suggested Vance's grandfather would have rejected her.
I have to admit, I kind of laughed because, yes, I had never met JD's mama and papa, but I do know and love the children that they raised. You know, his mom, his aunt and uncle. And they have never been anything but incredibly loving. I mean, his aunt is like a second mother to me.
This from a Fox Friends exclusive that airs Wednesday morning. The U.S. Supreme Court hands President Trump a major victory.
It lifts the lower court block that prevented the administration from implementing key parts of Trump's March executive order, which called for the federal government to create lists of voters eligible to receive federal ballots. It requires states to provide information so the Postal Service can verify that voters on those lists are eligible.
That is Fox's Alex Hogan reporting. America's listening to Fox News.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, two things matter most: that it works and that you can trust it. Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and we'd like you to hear a few of their stories. Joni shared that before Relief Factor, her husband couldn't open his hands in the morning and had to give up playing guitar. Now he wakes up with flexibility and he's back to playing music. They are both recommending Relief Factor to friends as a way to enjoy things they love again. I know that feeling. I take Relief Factor every single morning for my back issues. I don't take it, the back issues come back. Now they make it easy to find out if you'll be the next person telling us Relief Factor helps you enjoy what you love. 3 weeks for just $17.76. Simply go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they will do everything they can to help. We hope you'll soon be sharing your story with us as well. ReliefFactor.com, 800-4RELIEF.
The jury in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial could soon begin deliberating her fate. She's accused of killing her 3 children. Fox's Nate Foy from Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Clancy faces 3 counts of first-degree murder and the possibility of life in prison without parole. But if the jury finds her criminally not responsible, she'll be committed to a state mental hospital. In the 4 months leading up to the children's deaths, Clancy received 32 prescriptions and 13 psychiatric drugs. Now, there is expected to be one more rebuttal witness from the prosecution. After that second rebuttal witness, there will be jury instructions after closing arguments.
And prosecution rebuttal witness Dr. Kurt Helbron resumes his testimony shortly. He nearly caused a mistrial when he mentioned Clancy's Catholic faith. The judge turned down the defense motion 4-1. The polls are open in South Carolina. Interim Senator Darlene Graham says she does not think her admission during a recent debate that she's not that informed on national security will make a difference with voters after talking to people around the state.
You know how many of them brought up Taiwan or national security? Not one. They're talking about the rising cost of health care and affordability.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill.
Darlene Graham campaigning after a question about Taiwan tripped her up. She contends that voters are more concerned with kitchen table issues. But Graham is mum when pressed for details.
And is there something you do with the presidency?
We'll see when I get there.
President Trump compelled Graham to run for the full term, but the president takes the loss if Graham falls to South Carolina Congressman Ralph Norman.
Now, the winner will vie for a full 6-year term in the November general election. Graham taking over the seat left open by the death of her brother, Senator Lindsey Graham. There are runoffs today in Georgia and Oklahoma as well. I'm CJ Papa. This is Fox News.
Radio Network, I'm Sean Burns. Governor Landry will be in Abbeville this morning where he's expected to announce that SpaceX will be building a spaceport in Vermilion Parish. Here's Andrew Greenstein.
Vermilion Parish President Chad Vallow says SpaceX's announcement will mark the day that Vermilion Parish changes forever.
The jobs that it's going to create, the change to the parish, financially is going to be wonderful.
Vallow says it's especially meaningful since Vermilion Parish's economy and population have never fully recovered since Hurricane Rita ravaged the area more than 20 years ago. Speaking of which, Vallow says he's confident that the construction of the spaceport will in turn lead to other construction that will protect the parish from a repeat of Rita's devastation. I'm Andrew Greenstein.
Police in Eunice have identified the 2 victims who were killed in Saturday morning's shooting as 22-year-old Davion Fugit and 34-year-old Rico Morgan, both of Eunice. The 2 were killed when 5 people were shot early Saturday at Chip's Daiquiris there. So far, no arrests have been made, but police say they have identified a person of interest. LRN. LSU's celebration of Louisiana legend Skip Bertman's life will be held at the PMAC tonight at 7. Doors are set to open at 6, and the event is open to the public. The ceremony will also be broadcast on ESPN Plus and the SEC Network. Doug Thompson, one of Bertman's national champion pitchers, says LSU fans are known for showing up for their teams, and he hopes the PMAC is bursting at the seams with Tiger fans to honor Bertman.
It's an unbelievable opportunity for our community, for our school, to show the rest of the world how we do it here and why we're so unique.
The Louisiana High School Athletic Association is seeing more multi-sport officials. Director of Officials Lee Sanders says there are about 4,000 officials and 926 of them work multiple sports, which is a 10% increase from last year and a 22% increase from the year before that.
We will continue to do everything that we can to try to grow that number to best serve our student athletes in member schools.
Louisiana Radio Network.
Summer in Louisiana doesn't take it easy, and neither should your home. If your air conditioner is struggling to keep up with the heat, the experts at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing are ready to help. And don't forget, summer storms can do more than knock out power. Heavy rain can expose hidden plumbing issues before they become costly repairs. Whether you need fast AC service or expert plumbing solutions, trust the team that's been keeping families comfortable for years. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
Good morning, sunny and warm again on our Tuesday with the afternoon highs near 97. We could see a midday shower or thunderstorm, but only about a 20% chance of that. And again, watch out for that heat index this afternoon near 105. Partly cloudy tonight down to 76. Looks like more sunshine on Wednesday. In the afternoon, high temperatures will climb up to right near 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson. Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Welcome back to Talkback here on your Tuesday morning. It is August 25th, 8:08 in the morning. I'm Stephen Maxwell, along with Nathan Martin, and we are talking LSUA sports. Nathan, I'll let you introduce our next guest.
So excited to have the Vice Chancellor for Intercollegiate Activities. I don't know if I got the name right, Tyler, but Tyler Unsicker in the house today. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having us on today.
We are excited y'all are here, and you have brought a very special guest this morning. The brand newly announced, and the first time I've gotten to meet, men's basketball coach for the upcoming season, and hopefully many seasons to come, I'm sure, Jake Dupree. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having us.
We are excited that both of you guys are here. I'm excited because that means basketball season is really getting close. But there's a lot more going on at LSUA, Tyler, with things that are happening. Yesterday at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting, Dr. Beard shared just some amazing updates that were happening. But I think you've got a few updates you'd like to bring us up to speed for our listening audience.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing up Dr. Beard. She's doing a fantastic job, and we're so excited to have her as our new chancellor. And she's doing great things and continue to move LSUA forward and supporting our community and our LSUA community. And so Jake and I are very grateful to have her as our chancellor and excited to serve and work with her. But yeah, we are just knee deep. You just jump right in this time of year. We got both soccers reported at the beginning of August, and they're already just starting their season this last week. We have a home game. Men's soccer plays this Wednesday at 3 o'clock to open up their home slate, and then both of them have a doubleheader on Sunday.
It's too hot
out
for
on
soccer.
camp. Oh,
it's too hot.
Well, it's a good time to announce that we are getting lights out at soccer because we've been playing at 1 and 3 in the middle of August and September, and that has not served us well. So this spring, we're going to be putting in lights, which will make for some opportunities for night games and more community members to come out, and for all of us to not have to play in 100 degree weather, just in 79 degree weather.
Yeah, right. Small favors.
So, but yeah.
Class started yesterday.
Class did start yesterday, and Coach Dupree and I were talking. He was just like, holy cow, like, there's nowhere to park. What's going on around here? And just the vibe around campus is just electric, and so much going on, and so many kids. And we keep talking about the growth and enrollment. And I mean, I got here 5 years ago. We were about 3,500 students, and this fall we'll be up over 8,000 students, which is unreal. And the team over there has done an incredible job, and just the vibrancy on campus. Instead of just kind of a sleepy commuter campus, it's just turned into kind of a vibe. Instead of just I have to go to LSUA, it's no, I want to go to LSUA because of all the great things we have going on. So it's fantastic.
I told Dr. Beard when she was here last time, a friend of mine's daughter had applied to LSUA, didn't get accepted initially, didn't realize it, so applied to another school in the area and was accepted and was making housing arrangements and all that. Then she got her acceptance letter to LSUA, and she instantly dropped the oven like a hot potato because that was her school of choice. And that is so exciting. You know, those of us who've been here 20, 30, 40 years remember the sleepy little, agricultural school. And now 8,000, that's bigger than all but 2 of the municipalities in Rapides Parish.
Yeah, I mean, we're the fastest growing university in the state of Louisiana, and there's a lot of universities here, and it's pretty awesome what we've been able to accomplish. And I mean, we've talked about it before, but just amazing people that are doing really great things with students, and they come there and they feel important, they feel belonging, and they feel like it's a place where they can grow and kind of improve and become their best selves. And that's eventually and ultimately that's what higher education is all about, and we're glad that we get to be a small part of that in athletics.
I mean, it's significantly more students than McNeese.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that would have happened?
That's stunning.
Yeah, not very many people. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I thought Dr. Beard said yesterday that there was another record-setting freshman class.
Yeah. So I've lost track of how many records we've set over all the years, but I mean, just in my 5 years, every single semester, fall, spring for the last 5 years has been an increase and been higher than the year before. And that, in our world of higher ed, that is not happening around the country. Like, this is an anomaly. And so fortunate to have awesome people and a great university and just great people to be around. So it's great.
Well, the synergy at the university is amazing, and it bleeds over into the community. The support is growing. You're seeing more and more people buy in and fall in love with. But you've had some longtime supporters that I know you appreciate the foundation and the work that they've done over the many years, and I'm sure they are very satisfied to see that work paying off.
Yeah, and I think one of my favorite things about LSUA is that we are all together, right? Like, it's not just one group over here doing their own thing, but we can all come together for the betterment of the university. And yeah, we work with the foundation, we work with all of our deans on campus and Dr. Beard and her team, and in athletics, like we're a small part of that, but how awesome that they include us and we get to have says, and they're working around events that we have and we work around events that they have, and we can all come together to make LSUA better, and that's ultimately what it's all about.
Well, we want to get to Coach Dupree in a minute, but before we do that, talking about support and ways that people can support, big event coming up that has something to do with crustaceans.
Yes. Shrimp Jam, our 5th annual Shrimp Jam is coming up on September 29th at Randolph Riverfront Center. It will be Verge Osbury, the athletic director at LSU, is going to be here, and I'm sure he'll have some great stories to share with us over his time at LSU. And we've had a great relationship with LSU, and they've been super supportive in the different guest speakers that they've been able to help us with. And so Verge will do a great job. And I mean, more than anything, it's a Tuesday night. We come out, we're there from 5 to 8:30. It's great people, great food, great environment, and we're raising money for a great cause to help support our student athletes. And we have a lot of our student athletes there in uniform, and they get to interact with many of our donors and supporters. And I mean, ultimately, it's about those student athletes. And we talk a lot about in our department about our mission statement is to provide a positive student athlete experience. And so these funds go to support and build things that we have going on. Like right now, we're in the middle of building a brand new $1 million baseball, softball field house that's going to have locker room, meeting rooms, laundry, and just provide a space for them to call home. They're the only teams in our department that don't have that space, and so we're really excited for that. That's ongoing right now. And then we're also building 2 new tennis courts and pickleball courts and making it a complex where our tennis team is that's been nationally ranked in the top 10 for the last 12, 13 years under Coach Descant. And so all of these things are possible because of the thriving university that we have going, our amazing donors and community, and just the great vibes that we have going on campus right now.
Well, baseball has had its successes, and to do so without it's really native facilities is a testament to the coaching and the tenacity of the players themselves. And so I know they'll celebrate having
both baseball and softball made it to the national tournament last year, and softball was 1 win away from going to the College World Series for softball. So, I mean, pretty impressive. Over the last 5 years, all 7 of our teams have been to the NAI National Tournament, which is just kudos to our amazing coaches and student athletes. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, but our GPA this last semester, cumulative GPA across all 200 student athletes was a 3.32. And on the national average, usually around a 3.0 is where you want to be. And so for us to be so far above that 3.0, to be at that 3.2, is really a testament to our coaches and student athletes and getting into it and really putting that student part of their name, the student athlete, at the forefront of what they're doing.
Highest in the conference, and
it wasn't the highest this year.
Okay.
We've been in the last couple of years, but definitely up towards the top for sure.
What's exciting to me, since I've been there for a little while now, is to see former players coming back. They love the vibe, the feel, the family connection, and whether they've gone on to coaching in other areas or successes in life, they still come back.
Yeah.
And that's got to make you feel good.
No, it's great. We started a Hall of Fame recently in the last couple of years, and so we've been able to bring a lot of people back, and they come and they kind of have that same feeling of, oh my goodness, this is not the college that I went to, or university I went to 5, 10, 15 years ago. And so being able to have those connections and them to come back and have that good, positive experience. And I always joke with them, hey, you guys are all going to go out and leave here, and when you go make your millions, I want you to be able to remember us for your good experience that you had here.
There's some big names that have come through, made big impacts. We want to transition now before we take our first break to introduce the new basketball coach, Coach Jake Dupree. You were part of the inaugural team at your former alma mater, and then the coach for many, many years. Tell us a little bit about your background, Coach.
Yeah, so I obviously have a large background of athletics in general and in higher ed, because it's been a part of my entire life ever since I was 17 years old. And it's actually a fun fact. I either played in or coached every single game in Lord's University history from start to finish. So I'm not sure how many people can say that, but unfortunate situation over there. But when one door closes, another one opens, and I'm super excited to be here at LSUA.
Well, you obviously caught the eye of people who really could have offered the job to just about anybody. I mean, this is a sweet gig. There's also some pretty high expectations. How do you manage those expectations coming in?
Well, I've always been the type of person and the type of coach that has always set high expectations for myself. So obviously, if you're an NAI person or even just a basketball person, of LSUA and of the success that the men's basketball program has. So honestly, that was one of the things that really attracted me to the job, because I look forward to those challenges and I look forward to those expectations, because anything that's easy in life is probably not worth having, and there's going to be challenges and there's going to be, uphill battles, but those are things that we have to face, and those are things our guys have to face in order to become the young men that we want them to be on and off the court.
I hear this, Stephen, from coaches a lot. The successful coaches talk about the development of the person, not just the basketball player or not just the sports person. And I've already heard that from you. Mm-hmm. Who poured into your life as a young man?
Well, it starts with my faith. Jesus Christ means a lot to me, and that's kind of how I grew up. And then my family, comes next. I grew up with a fantastic family. I grew up around a lot of love and support. So those are the two things that shaped me initially. But obviously you have, your coaches that you grow up playing for and playing with. And honestly, it was my experience at Lord's as a student athlete to where, I got this idea in my head of, I want to be a coach one day and I want to have a positive impact on our student athletes' lives, because I know what the game of basketball has done for me and what it's given to me, and it's made me the man I am today, and I want to be able to give that back to our guys just as it was given to me. 11 seasons at Lord's, from the inaugural day as a player, graduate assistant, and then head coach. Just a tremendous career there. Obviously, Lord's, had to make some decisions about their future, and that was not to be able to continue in operating. But the Lord has opened a new door for you. I'm curious how you think your first winter outside of Ohio will go. Oh, man, I am looking forward to that. I cannot tell you. People all the time are like, oh, you should be used to the snow. You should be used to cold. Never got used to it. Never got used to it. I mean, there were some times where we'd have to cancel games and cancel school, not just because of the snow, but because it was so cold outside.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to November, December, January, when you guys are all wearing sweatshirts and coats and hoodies. I might be in shorts and T-shirts. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Well, we don't cancel very many games for snow. It has happened.
No,
it has happened, but it's just not a whole lot. Right. When it does, it's usually some cataclysmic statewide declared emergency.
Yes.
So,
when we do cancel it for ice, you're going to laugh at us.
Yes, you will.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yes,
I've been told, so it's like when there's like a little sleet outside, people might start going crazy.
Oh, yeah, we'll freak out.
We don't know how to drive.
He's gonna show up at work and nobody's gonna be there, and he's looking around like, what is wrong with you?
I had the whole building to myself. Yeah.
Our other co-host, Al, he's from Wisconsin, and so whenever it's cold outside, he'll just wear shorts just to show us off.
Yeah, Wisconsin's a different type of cold than Ohio.
Yeah.
I will admit that.
A whole other level. All right, we need to take a break. We're going to continue with the conversation with folks from LSUA, Tyler Unsicker and Coach Jake Dupree. Back with more after this on Talkback.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
Starting a business shouldn't feel overwhelming. At Janikin Gulf Coast, we give you a clear, proven path to ownership. You receive guaranteed initial counts, local support, and the training you need to succeed from day one. For over 35 years, we've helped people turn steady careers into thriving businesses, and you could be next. Start your journey today at JannikinCleans.com.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Ricardo's Restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Ricardo's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
All right, we're back for another segment with LSUA here on Talkback. It's 8:23 in the morning, August 25th, and we are talking LSUA basketball, Nate.
Generals and LSUAGenerals.net. Great website, lots of good updates. Schedule's not there yet, but great stories are there, and you are currently, well, I should ask first, how long have you been in Cenla? When did you arrive?
We've been here a little over a month.
Okay.
I want to say our first day here was July 15th, 16th.
So help us understand the recruiting season for coaches. Is it continue like right up until opening day, or did you walk into some open opportunities and have to go out and recruit, or was the team pretty well established?
Yeah, well, the team wasn't well established. There was only 4 guys that were on the roster when I took over, and only one of those guys was a current LSUA player. But everybody's kind of different with how they recruit. I would say at all levels, especially with how the landscape of college basketball is now, you pretty much recruit all the way up until school starts. But don't get me wrong, there are some schools that have their recruiting done a couple months after the season is over, and I would like to be in that category once I have a full year to recruit, you know. But that's a part of the challenges. So like I knew that when I was offered and accepted the position. But when you get a job late, which this is my first time ever getting a job this late, that's the first thing that you have to do. You have to hit the ground running, and you have to build a team. So we were able to bring in 11 new guys from kind of all over. Some guys from Louisiana. We have a guy from Florida, a couple guys from Chicago, Ohio, just guys from different places. So the challenge is going to be getting them all to believe in one common goal, believe in one another, believe in the program, and then play together, because in this league, this is a very tough league. It's a very, very tough league, one of the best leagues in the country, which is another thing that attracted me to this job. Playing very, very hard and being disciplined is going to be the bare minimum that you have to do in order to win some games, So building the chemistry within our guys, that's going to be one of the main things that we do when we hit the ground running.
Do you bring any players from Sylvania, Ohio with you?
Well, a lot of people ask me that, but when the news came out that the university was shutting down, it came out in February.
Okay.
So we actually, when we found out, it was the same day that we had a game.
Oh,
so, I'm sitting next to my assistant coach, Brett Loff, who actually came to LSUA with me. When they announced it, I didn't even react in a negative way. I looked at him and was like, we got to play Indiana Tech tonight. This is going to be pretty rough telling our guys, and that it happened. And you don't know why things happen the way that they do. But to get back to the question that you asked me, as soon as the season ended, our first job as coaches was to look out for our guys.
Yeah.
Obviously all of them were like, Coach, when you get your next head coaching job, we're all going to come with you. And I'm like, man, I love you guys. That's great. But I don't think you realize how hard it is to get a head coaching job. It's very, very difficult. And I don't want you guys waiting throughout the whole recruiting, period, thinking that I'm going to land a job when that possibly might not happen. So a lot of them waited as long as they could, but eventually I had to tell them, you have to take these offers. Because a lot of our guys had higher offers than NAI, So we weren't able to bring anybody with us, but everybody that wanted to continue playing, that was playing at Lourdes, found another school.
Well, that's very selfless of you to put their futures ahead of your own, and I admire you for that. Tell us about some of the players you've brought in. Who will we be looking forward to seeing crashing the boards this fall?
Yeah, well, everybody.
Okay.
I hope everybody's crashing the boards, but I mean, there's so many new ones. I don't want to leave anybody out. But I can talk about the one returning player from LSUA, Courtney McCarthy, who had a pretty good year last year, and I've gotten a chance to kind of really get to know him and, talk to him a lot about his experience at LSUA, which he loves LSUA. There's a reason why he stayed and everything like that. But that's one of the guys I'm looking forward to coaching. Him and along with everybody else, because I don't want to talk and then leave certain guys out and everything like that. But it's everybody, because that's my job, and I try to tell these guys all the time, like, how I feel about you on the court has no bearing about how I feel about you as a person. You know, you're a person first. So if you go out there and you go 0 for 15 and, you know, you don't have the best game, if you come to me and you need me for something outside of basketball or even within basketball, I'm not going to say, hey, man, you had a bad game. Don't talk to me.
Wow.
It's what I'm here for first is to help you. So how you play and how you perform has no bearing about how I feel about you as a person. And I'm just looking forward to pouring into all these guys and getting to know them deeper than just basketball players.
Well, you come with your own successes, a couple of 20-plus win seasons back-to-back, so you bring that with you. You also, I saw the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference Champions of Character Coach of the Year from 25-26. Says a lot about your character. I'm sure that's you're probably too humble to talk about it, but Tyler, I'm sure that spoke to you guys as in the search.
It's okay. I can talk about it. No, and that really is what it's all about. I mean, ultimately, these kids are all going to go pro in something else. And so the opportunity to have people that are going to lead them and be mentors and put them on the right path is really the most important thing that we can do in intercollegiate athletics at all levels. I know we don't see that at some of the bigger levels, but especially at our level, and kind of the way I like to be in a department around people that have those same values. And when we brought Coach Dupree in and his assistant Brett Loft, they've seamlessly fit right in like they've been here forever and get along with our coaching staffs and continue to build and pour into our culture and support our student athletes in ways that, like, I can't even understand, right? Like, these guys eat, sleep, and drink. They're student athletes, and it's all about them from the waking moment to going to bed. I mean, they are helping fix tires. They're helping get batteries in cars. They're helping get them to restaurant, whatever, all the different places they need to be and do that I don't even see on a regular basis, that I get glimpses every once in a while, and that's not even the half of all that they do. And so I'm just super appreciative to be around awesome coaches that do a great job. And I wish I could say it was all me and I'm that great, but I know it's not that. And we just have really good people that are taking care of their student athletes. And ultimately, like, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And we've talked a lot about that care and how do we put that into our student athletes and into our jobs. And when you do all of that, I mean, it's not really work, right? It's going and being around our friends and being around people that we like to enjoy being around, and we're uplifted and we're better people because we're around those people, and they fit right in with that.
Well, that's so exciting. Coach Dupree, welcome to Central Louisiana.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
We're glad that you're here.
Getting a little used to the heat, so it's drawing on us.
We've got a cool snap coming in this week. The highs will only be 93. So
only 93.
Cool snap has rolled in, and lows in the mid 70s. So it won't be upper 70s for the lows. So we're glad you're here. Looking forward to seeing you. Any idea when the first game is? I know it's usually
October 22nd at home.
That's like yesterday.
Yeah.
What a terrible AD. He gives them Loyola, who's going to be really good, and that's going to be a welcome.
Who scheduled that opener?
Yeah, what a horrible AD did that to him.
We love it.
They'll do great.
Open with the challenge.
Iron sharpens iron. You want to be good, you got to play good teams.
Well, there you have it. Head coach, new men's basketball head coach. We're glad to have you in the studio this morning, Jake Dupree, and of course our Vice Chancellor for Intercollegiate Athletics. I can read well. I got it right that time. Tyler Unsicker. Thank you for being here, guys. And thank you for promoting LSUA.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Dick's Sporting Goods has lowered its full-year outlook due to weakness at its recently acquired Foot Locker, which it bought last year for $2.4 billion. Dick's shares sank as much as 16% in pre-market trading, with the stock falling around 9% this year through Monday's close. Foot Locker's pro forma comparable sales fell 3.6% last quarter. Bitcoin climbed back over $80,000 for the first time since mid-May before pulling back to $79,000 and change as optimism returned to the crypto market amid positive signals. Analysts say the current move could be the beginning of a new market cycle as long as institutional participation and regulatory progress continue. Sources tell Bloomberg that for the first time in almost 2 years, Apple will introduce a new version of its Mac Mini desktop computer in the coming days, as there has been a surge in demand for the product. Later this week, Apple is also expected to send out invitations for its iPhone launch presentation, which is likely to be held on September 9th. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Looking for beautiful quality furniture? Try Trotters. New appliances? Try Trotters. Get all the major brands: Sub-Zero, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Need outdoor furniture? Try Trotters. And for a good night's sleep, shop Sinlaw's largest section of mattresses by Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and Stearns & Foster. For all your home needs, try the new Trotters Day at 2300 South MacArthur Drive on the traffic circle. Trotters, Louisiana's largest electronics, appliance, and furniture store.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Good morning, sunny and warm again on our Tuesday with the afternoon highs near 97. We could see a midday shower or thunderstorm, but only about a 20% chance of that. And again, watch out for that heat index this afternoon near 105. Partly cloudy tonight, down to 76. Looks like more sunshine on Wednesday. In the afternoon, high temperatures will climb up to right near 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, welcome back to Talkback here on your Tuesday morning, 8:35 in the morning on August 25th. Give us a call on the BOM Bank Talk Line, 318-442-8255. Lines are open for the next 25 minutes if you want to talk about stuff happening across the Central Louisiana area and the world.
I need somebody to call in and tell me about a story I saw about the Diversion Canal Road potentially being closed coming up from Catahoula over to wherever it goes to. And it's controlled by a levee board. And I saw this, I don't remember where I saw this, but I can't imagine that the hunters and fishermen and outdoor sports people would be excited about that announced closure. Or if it is going to close, I think there's going to be a hearing or an open meeting coming up soon for that board to discuss it. So I'm curious because I admit I'm not a hunter in that aspect. I grew up hunting squirrel and rabbit, but I never got into duck hunting. I think it was just too cold. But I know, a lot of the duck hunters and a lot of the folks who fish out there use that road a lot. So I'm curious if anybody in our listening audience knows anything about that potential road closure, and if they can maybe call in and inform us. And I'm curious what people think, because this Central Louisiana area cuts its teeth on outdoor life, and that is a huge recreation area or sporting area from what I understand. So I fished the Diversion Canal a lot when I was younger and, caught a lot of fish out of there, but I haven't done that in quite some time. So when I saw that notice, I'm like, I got a feeling this is going to create some community response. So if anybody in our listening audience is familiar with that, let us know what you're hearing and how that might impact your fall hunting plans. So have you ever been a hunter, Stephen?
Just squirrel. Yeah, just squirrel hunting. Wasn't big on hunting myself. Mm-hmm. Everyone where I'm from in Allen Parish, a lot of people would go deer hunting. Some of them would go down to Cameron and go duck hunting. I know, speaking of LSUA, Dr. Carell is big on duck hunting. Just never was my thing.
Yeah. Again, I think it's
I mostly went fishing almost every day back in the day.
What was your favorite type of
catfish?
Okay.
I just like eating them. Because we had a couple ponds on our property. We go fishing, and I bought my own little cooker and would skin them and fry them up, and we just have dinner, bring the friends over. The good old days.
Yeah.
Good times.
I got good friends that really love those fish fries and putting them together. Of course, our very own Barry McCain has become an internet sensation, catching gar and cleaning them and cooking, and he has, lit it up.
I don't know if I've ever had gar.
I haven't either. I've asked him. I think he said he's going to try to make us some soon, so we'll see.
I'll try it. To the BOM Bank Talk Line, 318-442-8255. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning, guys. This is Mike Johnson. How are y'all?
Great. Yourself?
Good. Driving this morning, but I did hear you talk about the diversion canal, and that's something that I'm pretty upset about it. I've been in contact with the Tensas Levee District since about this time last year when there was some discussion. And they have maintenance and ownership of that road, and I think there's been traffic across the diversion canal for probably 50 years.
Yeah.
But their indication is it is costing them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to maintain it, and they have some ruling from the Attorney General relative to whether or not they can even provide it as a road. So based upon that background, they took a vote of their board, which is up in North Louisiana, to close it off. Now, I've gotten in touch with Wildlife and Fisheries, and they're willing to take care of the maintenance from 28 to the Hunt Road and maybe beyond. But at this point, they're not able to take it all the way through to complete the cut through to over to Larto side of it. And it's much like if our local district took a decision on the Red River levee that that particular area has control over their levee. And but we're still trying to look at different angles to get something done. I'm happy that Wildlife and Fisheries is willing to do what they're willing to do to maintain it. It's not what we have now. And so that discussion will continue. But as of right now, that levee board has taken a vote to close it or to stop maintaining it after, I think, April of next year.
Where is this at exactly for those who don't know where it's at?
It goes Highway 28, and it's right there on the diversion canal. It's right there, not far from it. And it runs all the way over to I call it the Larto side of the lake. It's
just past the Buckeye DeVille community for Stephen.
That's right. And so many of our citizens, hunt and fish in that area, and they fish on the Larto side, have camps. They can still get to it, but they have to go all the way to Jonesville and come back around.
Wow.
And so that's the current situation. And I say current because obviously we're not going to give up on it, but that's the situation we have now. The fact that Wildlife and Fisheries is stepping up is a good thing. It's going to cost them a couple of $100,000 a year just for the section they're talking about doing. But that's the status. I believe there is a meeting Monday at the high school over in Larto to discuss it. I believe it's 6 o'clock with the executive director of that levee board.
Well, and that's what I think. I couldn't remember the details of when that meeting would take place, but so I'm glad you said it's 6 o'clock at Central High School over in Larto.
That's right.
Anybody who's interested needs to show up to express, their observations and concerns. Larto Lake is such a well-fished and hunted area. This is a little and now the diversion Canal Road is not a paved road, right? It's just like a gravel road on top of a levee.
It's gravel. I think they put limestone on it a few years ago.
Right.
The most recent thing they did, and it can be tricky if you're driving fast and you're carrying a trailer or something. But it is adequate to get back and forth, and has been for forever.
Well, and I so appreciate you calling in because I only heard this peripherally, and I was concerned that the impact it would have. And I don't know that people think about the Tensas Levee District here in Rapides Parish. We think of Tensas Parish and all that. So the reach is big, And are their meetings normally held up North Louisiana?
Yeah, I think they meet in I want to say Monroe, but
Okay.
I may be wrong about that. But I know I've talked to the executive director a half dozen or more times. And, of course, he works for his board, but I think his recommendation is based upon the amount of money. They did get an attorney general. It's always good if you have an attorney general's opinion to make any argument you need to make. And they requested one about the legality of providing that as a actual thoroughfare road, and had some ruling that indicated that's not the purpose, that it could affect the rating of that, all kind of things like that.
Wow.
And I understand that. I'm not happy with it, but I understand their argument. But we have a counter argument that the good it does is sufficient to keep it open. And I've already, like I say, I've gotten Wildlife and Fisheries to be willing to pick up a portion of the cost. And so we just need to continue to visit it. But right now they have made a vote and made a determination on what their plan, and they are in charge of that levy.
So do you think this Monday hearing will have much impact, or is it just more of a venting session? Do you encourage people to go?
I think it certainly will have a venting, but I think it won't be just Mike Johnson calling the levy district, giving them a hard time, or Senator Womack calling the levy district. It'll be, the population. So many of these, this isn't just Rapides Parish, and quite frankly, only a little bit of this is in my district. But I'm hoping it alerts the other reps who I've been talking to about this. And, public input is always important. They made this decision based upon their levy board, which, most of those levy boards aren't really attended.
Right.
Not very many people.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I've pushed for video cameras in all of these boards and commissions, and not been able to get it passed for all of them yet in the legislature, so that it's more open to the public. But this will be an opportunity for some of the public to actually express themselves to the director, the executive director. I don't know if any board members will be there, but the executive director will.
Well, thank you for calling in and shedding light on that. And again, like I said yesterday at the NERBIA meeting, great job, of course, that you did of leading that. But thank you again. I want to personally thank you for those crosswalk lights at front of LCU and that busy little commercial area there. I've seen it being used several times since that just went up. And I know Stephen did a feature on that, but we appreciate your hard work in getting that accomplished.
Thank you. And that was a big announcement yesterday. I hope the impact was felt by the people. We were in genuine concern about the future of Youth Challenge Program, so much so that I sponsored and we passed a resolution calling on the Guard to preserve it. So the General was very receptive to that, and I think we've stopped any reduction that was going on, and I think that program will stay. And it's great for the kids, but truthfully, it employs a lot of our local people, and that was important. So that was a significant thing yesterday, and I appreciate y'all being a part of it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
sir.
much.
State Representative Mike
Thank
Johnson calling in. Thanks so much.
Sir.
All right, we got to take a break. More coming up on Talkback. Give us a call.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
Listen to the all-new Central Louisiana Economic Update with Matt Ritchie every other Tuesday morning on KSYL Talk Radio 970 AM, 104.9 FM, and KSYL.com.
Why are dentures like stars? They come out at night. Why do ghosts wear dentures? For a beautiful smile.
Tired of denture jokes? Maybe it's time for a change. And the experienced staff at Today's Dental in Pineville really deliver. Trade those nasty old dentures for a beautiful new smile. Their highly trained staff has the dental implant procedure mastered. Now with thousands of satisfied and smiling patients. They make dental implant surgery simple, using today's most current technologies along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. This is now a low anxiety, relaxed and easy procedure that with numerous generous finance options is affordable for any budget. Lose those dentures, lose the glue and hassle, and start enjoying your smile again. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Woo, it's hot. Louisiana summertime's here, and it's almost as hot as the deals at A1 Pool. Want an in-ground or above-ground pool? A1 Pool sells them, installs them, and has a hot summertime deal for you. Need a new liner for your in-ground pool? A1 Pools is the place to call. Write this number down, 318-449-2093. For above-ground pools or in-ground pools or replacement liners for your in-ground pools, always call A1 Pools, 318-449-2093. See them on Facebook.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, welcome back to Talkback. Quick segment here. Give us a quick call if you want to, 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk Line. Thank you to State Representative Mike Johnson for calling in to tell us about the situation at the Diversion Canal Road going towards Lake Larto. Am I right about that?
That's right. That's
okay.
Right. Well done, sir.
If you missed some of it, I'll post the interview in about an hour or so. I'll post it on our pages, and you can check that out.
So you're going to post this call?
What is it, Larto High School? Which high
it
school
says Central High School in Larto.
Okay.
And I think you have to go through Jonesville to get there. There is a way to come that back way, and it's just a huge roundabout way. It's like the Diversion Canal Levee Road is a straight shot across. Otherwise, you have to do a triangle up and down.
So they shut the road down already?
They've announced the closure beginning April 1st of next year, so it's still open until then.
But you still have to go through Jonesville to get to the high school?
Well, I don't. I'm assuming that would be in a regular vehicle. That really is more like a camp road.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't want to, drive a regular car down it. I haven't been down it all the way in years. I'm talking about years and years. But when we were kids, young teenagers and stuff, we'd go out there hunting and fishing. And that was just like a camp road, it was a gravel road. He said they brought in limestone since then, so it's going to have a little bit better impact or surface level. But still, you don't want to drive 15 miles, 20 miles down that road when you can take highway up and down probably the same amount of time. But
I haven't been to Jonesville in a hot minute. It's been a minute.
I go through there a good little bit with, kids out that way and activities out that way. And my kids used to live up in Newellton, so that was the way we had to go to head up to northeast Louisiana. And that's when I really first learned about Tensas Parish, Newellton's and Tensas Parish. And they have tons of black bears. I've seen on multiple trips black bears out in the wild up and down that highway over there. So great. And they're proud of those black bears, too.
Yeah. Well, hate to do it to you. We got to take a break. We went long on that last segment. More coming up here on Talkback.
Had a problem with his baggy clothes. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
The Acadian Ambulance membership enrollment is now open. Members enjoy many benefits, including a 30% discount on ambulance transports, a nationwide discount program on products and services you use every day, and savings on medical alert and security systems. Protect your family for just $84 a year. Learn more about all the benefits and the low cost of membership by calling 800-256-JOIN or visit myacadian.com. Hurry, the deadline is Friday, September 11th.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talkback.
All right, welcome back to Talkback here on your Tuesday morning, August 25th, 8:51 in the morning. Our last segment, if you want to give us a call us, 318-442-8255.
Yeah. We just briefly mentioned the SpaceX announcement, but that is a pretty big deal that Louisiana could be home to one of Elon Musk's launch pads, and I think that's pretty huge.
Announcement today. We'll see. To the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing this morning?
Good. Great.
Look, I would just want to let y'all know there is another way that you can get to Larto in Avoyelles Parish. Y'all was talking about the Moclaw this morning. Just before you get to the Moclaw Bridge there on Highway 107, you can take a left. A lot of people call it the Big Road, but it's Highway, I think, 1196. It goes all the way down to the Locking Dam. And you can take a left just before the Locking Dam, and it cuts you all the way over to the lake. Whenever you get to the end of it, you just take a right and go down there, and the school is right down there on the right.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's a different way you can get to the backside of it. If there's people, wanting to go to it on this side, they can go through, turn right there through Effie onto the, I think it's Ben Roof Recreation Area, but they call it
Over in
Road.
Vic?
Yeah, and it goes all the way through there to the Locking Dam. Then you take a left off the levee, and it'll cut you through to the Larto, to the school.
Now, hold on. Are we talking about going down Highway 1?
No, 107.
No,
Oh, okay.
107.
Okay.
In between Pineville, like going through Center Point, Effie, and right before you get to the Moclaw Bridge, Nathan, you take that left on, I think it's Highway 1196, and it brings you all the way along the river. It runs along Red River.
Okay. I think I found it on Google Maps. I don't see the 1196, but, well, that's a good ways through the backwoods, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It goes through the Delta. All the farmland back there, through the Delta back there. It brings you on the backside of Larto Lake back there.
Okay. Down in Argo, Louisiana, and Book, Louisiana. There are communities I didn't even know existed. Goodness. Until you zoom in on Google Maps and you find it. You're right. It goes through that. I see that now. Okay. Well, you got to want to be there.
Right.
You got to want to be there to go there, right?
Yeah. That's the last resort to go that way. But like I said, if people's on this side of it, it'd be better, going all the way to Jonesville and back up. So.
Okay. Do you have to go through Monterey if you go through Jonesville?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I see it now. I see that. Yeah, down by Black River. Boy, some beautiful property down there. Whew. Good looking property. Well, thank you for that call, man. We needed that orientation.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Another call coming in.
All right. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, talking about that SpaceX facility in Vermilion Parish.
Yes, sir.
At Pecan Island. The Hayride has a good article about it. It's actually the ideal spot to have it for several reasons. There's not really anybody that lives there. This sounds crazy, but it's Elon Musk, so I guess anything's possible with Elon Musk. But anyway, he's planning on putting like 1 million satellites in space. They're going to be shooting rockets off every day for like 1,000 a year or something.
My goodness.
So an occasional rocket will blow up. So if they do blow up, they'll be over the Gulf of America. It's a thing you can't have in a populated area,
Right.
And then another advantage to it, they have direct access to the Intercoastal Waterway, so they'll be able to bring in like oversized rocket parts and what have you without having to, go on the highways and railroads and all that. So
that's
another
huge.
advantage.
Yeah, that's huge. That waterway is the interstate of that kind of traffic.
Yeah.
Well, the
But it
announcement's
really
going to be
is.
today in Abbeville, if I'm not mistaken, is probably the closest solid land mass before you get down there. I wonder, though, you think they'll have any impact on hunting and fishing with the rockets taking off every day?
Well, that's a concern, but some people are worried about it interfering with waterfowl migration at Rockefeller Refuge, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Well,
have you read about his chip factory he's planning on building in College Station, Texas?
I did read about that. Humongous.
100 million square feet. I mean, can you imagine?
I can't. I cannot. I know, literally, I cannot imagine how big that thing's going to be. But he thinks on a whole nother level than any of us, you know? His brain just works on a whole different. And they say that, like, in the early days of Tesla, that he brought a cot in and slept in the plant. He was there 24/7 for weeks, if not months, taking things apart, putting it back together. I mean, he's not just a CEO that sits in a penthouse suite and comes up with ideas. He's down there with the engineers working through the issues and developing answers, and he comes up with so many new technologies, and the spin-offs from what he has developed are just transformative to our society.
Yeah. He's something else. But anyway, if you get a chance to look up that article on Hayride, it's pretty interesting.
I'm on the website now. I just don't see it, but I'm going to refresh and find it.
Well,
I'll definitely get it, because that's one of my go-to sources every day.
Another good thing about it is ExxonMobil owns that land, 130,000 acres.
Okay.
And they were going to put a carbon capture and sequestration facility on that land. Well, they backed away from that. Sounds like what I'm reading, I was very upset about the carbon capture sequestration, but apparently it's kind of going to fizzle out on its own.
Okay.
'Cause all that carbon capture equipment and everything doesn't work as good as they projected, you know.
Interesting.
And it costs a lot. It costs a lot of money to try to capture all that carbon, and it's not really working as good as they were saying it was.
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. They're going to back away from that carbon sequestration.
Well, thank you, sir. We got the music. We got to go. Thank you all for joining us here on Talkback. Al and myself will be here tomorrow. Thank you, Nathan.
My pleasure.
Have a good one.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 9 o'clock.
Lake America. I'm Therese Crowley, Fox News. Canada preparing to unveil new retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. after failing to take the U.S. deal. It's Canada's response after President Trump told Canadian leaders to fall in line or face far worse consequences than the tariffs already imposed, and now posting he's considering renaming Lake Ontario as Lake America, in that we don't expect to be doing much business with Ontario any longer.
President Trump posting on Truth Social in part on January 1st, 2027, tariffs on all cars, trucks, both large and small, automotive parts and steel will be increased to 50%. Built in the U.S. and there are zero tariffs. Canada will be treated like a state no longer. The goods represent about 5% of Canadian exports to the U.S. and are worth roughly $20 billion. Canada is responding. Dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs take effect September 8th, targeting U.S. sectors including steel and dairy.
Fox Business' Lydia Hu. President Trump also posting the failing Islamic Republic is not paying large segments of their military while killing protesters, a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions and must be stopped now, as the U.S. Treasury applies the final economic squeeze.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent launched Operation Economic Outcast, warning of strong sanctions against nations doing business with Iran.
It is now a time for world leaders to make a decision between prosperity and isolation.
Bessent says a process of level setting is underway to let countries know what is expected of them.
It is no longer acceptable to operate in the gray spaces of this conflict.
Iran's currency hit a record low Monday, and the United Arab Emirates announced last week it is suspending all trade.
America is listening to Fox News.
Larry Elder here. When it comes to supplements, two things matter most: that it works and that you can trust it. Rather than just tell you about Relief Factor, we'll let our customers do it. We hear from people every single day whose lives have changed, and we'd like you to hear a few of their stories. Joni shared that before Relief Factor, her husband couldn't open his hands in the morning and had to give up playing guitar. Now he wakes up with flexibility and he's back to playing music. They are both recommending Relief Factor to friends as a way to enjoy things they love again. I know that feeling. I take Relief Factor every single morning for my back issues. I don't take it, the back issues come back. Now they make it easy to find out if you'll be the next person telling us Relief Factor helps you enjoy what you love. 3 weeks for just $17.76. Simply go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF. You'll connect with our friendly local team, and they will do everything they can to help. We hope you'll soon be sharing your story with us as well. relieffactor.com, 800-4RELIEF.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm John Burns. A celebration of life for the legendary Skip Burtman will be held at the PMAC tonight. Here's Case Kieschnick.
The program begins at 7 p.m. with the doors opening to the public at 6. Public seating around the upper bowl is general admission. Former LSU national champion pitcher under Burtman, Doug Thompson, says he wants to see fans lined up on the PMAC ramps.
What makes LSU special, especially when you talk about LSU athletics, is what we do here is we show up.
He says this is a special opportunity to celebrate a Louisiana sports icon.
I can't imagine, tell you how much pride I'll have if that place is busting at the seams. It'll be tough for me to sit there with dry eyes.
The ceremony will be broadcast on ESPN Plus and SEC Network. I'm Case Kieschnick.
Republican State Senator Blake Miguez has picked up the endorsement of the Louisiana Republican Party in the race for Louisiana's 6th congressional district. The November 3rd election is what's known as a jungle primary, which means all candidates, regardless of party, will be on the same ballot. Louisiana Radio Network. Big announcement expected from Governor Landry this morning regarding plans for SpaceX to build a spaceport in coastal Vermilion Parish. The Pecan Island area is a haven for hunting and fishing, and outdoor enthusiasts are concerned about what the spaceport will mean for them. But Parish President Chad Vallow says he's confident the net for Vermilion Parish will be overwhelmingly positive, just as a similar project in Brownsville, Texas has been.
If you look at Brownsville, and what some locals there are saying is that how positive it was for their community as well.
Willis Knighton Health in Bossier City is the first facility in the region to offer a new treatment for thumb arthritis. It's called Touch CMC1 prosthesis, and it's being performed by hand and wrist surgery specialist Dr. Diego Miranda, who says while traditional treatments require complete removal of the trapezium bone, this new procedure keeps it intact.
With these prostheses, we have a minimum resection of the bone. We just replace the joint surfaces.
Louisiana Radio Network.
Hey, Louisiana, it's Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. This September, Keep Louisiana Beautiful will launch Love Our Waterways, a month-long statewide cleanup to help preserve the beauty of all our waterways, including our lakes, rivers, and bayous. Volunteer to clean up litter by boat or on land along the shore. Get on board at lovelawaterways.org. That's lovelawaterways.org. I'll see you there.
Good morning, sunny and warm again on our Tuesday with the afternoon highs near 97. We could see a midday shower or thunderstorm, but only about a 20% chance of that. And again, watch out for that heat index this afternoon near 105. Partly cloudy tonight, down to 76. Looks like more sunshine on Wednesday. In the afternoon, high temperatures will climb up to right near 100. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson. I'm on Griffon on Talk Radio KSYL 970 AM, 104.9 FM.